My number done dey portable. It means say I fit to carry am come to MTN. Easy to enjoy the coverage where no get back to. The number where you dey use now and before carry dey go yeah. I don't port I don't port I don't port to MTN. Carry the same number I don't upgrade to MTN.
Within 24 hours of MTN releasing this commercial, the whole country was agog. Twitter was on fire, BBM broadcasts were flying, Naira land trades were running, and the villagers were not even left out. Your aunties and your uncles in the village that had no access to TV, somehow they know that Saka don't port to MTN. But here's what most people don't even know. The story behind the advert is even crazier than the advert itself. And the story starts from something called Mobile Number Portability, but not the way you think. Before 2013, changing networks meant changing your life. Nigeria had 4 major mobile networks: MTN, Airtel, Glo, and Etisalat. The competition was brutal. Free midnight calls, free SMS, bonus recharges, free this, free that. The operators throwing incentives at you left, right, and center. But here's the catch. Switching your network meant changing your number. And your number is not just a number. It was your business line where your customers and your clients get to call you on. It was your family line where your father and your mom in the village contact you on. So it was really very difficult to change that number. In fact, changing that number, you might as well change your whole identity. The NCC knew this was a problem, so in 2013 they dropped the solution. It was called Mobile Number Portability. It was revolutionary, it was game-changing, but nobody understood it. The NCC did the normal government thing. They did press releases, newspaper adverts, and well, Nigerians did the normal Nigerian thing. They ignored it completely. So enter MTN, enter Saka, and enter the greatest marketing move in Nigerian telecom history. To understand the chaos, you have to understand who Saka was.
Etisalat, they dash over 1 billion naira free credit to call any network every month, yo! Saka, I just registered my new SIM. What I go get? You go get 50% of all the research where you do for this month. Saka, me nko we don't get Etisalat line since nko. You go get 20% of all the research where you do for every month. Everybody likes better things.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
Hafiz Oyetoro, aka Saka, wasn't just a comedian. By 2013, he was the face of Etisalat, best known for his awkward dancing, energy, and the comic timing. When Nigerians saw green, they saw Etisalat. When they saw Saka, they saw Etisalat. Saka was Etisalat, Etisalat was Saka. So imagine the shock when Nigerians turned on their TV and saw Saka, the same Saka, Etisalat Saka, wearing MTN yellow, singing, beaming, I don't port to, I don't port to, I don't port to MTN. This was not a celebrity endorsement. This was Lionel Messi showing up in a Real Madrid jersey. It was seen as a complete betrayal, and after the advert was aired, everywhere agog. Within hours, the advert was everywhere. Twitter exploded, BBM broadcasts were flying, Naira land trades were eating hundreds of pages in one day. The argument split Nigeria into 2 camps. The first camp, Saka sold out, no loyalty at all. The second camp, his business abeg, MTN paid him, would you reject 20 million naira? Ah yes, speaking of 20 million naira, that was the rumored amount MTN paid Saka. Now, whether it was true or not didn't matter, but that amount became an integral part of the story. But here is what nobody was asking. Nobody was asking how the number portability actually works, and that's exactly the point, because nobody was supposed to. The brain behind this commercial is a man named Chika Obi at DDB Lagos, and what he understood about Nigerian psychology was next level. The NCC had been trying to explain MNP for months. Press releases, radio jingles and all. Dial 1*123# to port your number today, but nobody cares. Why? Because technical explanations don't spread, but gist spreads. Controversies spreads. Now, the question, why did Saka betray Etisalat, spreads faster than wildfire on Harmattan grass. MTN didn't make an advert about number portability. They made an advert about Saka switching sides. They turned a regulatory process into a national drama, and honestly, it turned out well. Because at the end of the day, when Nigerians finished arguing about Saka's loyalty, they knew three things. Number one, you can keep your number and change networks. Number two, it's called porting. And number three, MTN is a network to switch to. The ad got over 100,000 YouTube views in its first week, and that was in 2013 when Nigerian internet was still largely 2G and 3G. MTN stores were flooded with people asking, how do I port? So NCC had the facts, they had the news outlets, but MTN had Saka dancing, and who do you think won? But here's this twist that makes the story legendary. For years, Nigerians were debating whether Saka betrayed Etisalat. Was he under any contract? Did he breach it? Was the 20 million naira worth it? Then in a 2026 interview, more than a decade later, Saka finally revealed the truth. He was never officially tied to Etisalat, no exclusivity deal, no contract, no handcuffs. He was just a freelancer, a gun for hire. So the betrayal that broke Obasanjo's internet for weeks was just pure theatre, and that's what even makes the campaign more brilliant. MTN and DDB Lagos understood that in Nigeria, perception is reality. The story of Saka's defection was what more than any actual contract dispute could ever be. What I don't port changed can't be measured in naira. Before the ad, porting was a concept nobody understood. After the ad, even the conductor in Molue knew what it meant. People had suffered with bad network for years. Suddenly, they realized they have options. That is not advertising. That is cultural memory. But here is the question worth sitting with. The NCC had facts. They had a regulatory solution. MTN had a story. A comedian wearing a yellow jersey singing about betrayal. One was accurate, the other was unforgettable. And in Nigeria's mind, the unforgettable wins every single time. So that's not marketing. That's psychology wearing a yellow jersey. So let me know, where were you when you first saw the I don't port adverts? Let me know in the comment section. And let me know also if there's any part of this story that intrigues you the most. I am Naija Telco Guy. Stay smart, stay connected, and see you next time.